afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Live at 4 on this Wednesday. Hello to you, Susan.
Hello. We made it to midweek.
We did. After a cloudy day, the sun is out now.
Oh, I know.
It's one of the advantages of being here in the bunker. You're surrounded by windows.
That's true. You got big windows in there.
So we'll get to the weather in just a minute, but first, here's what's making news today. The FDA is just days away from giving emergency approval to a third COVID-19 vaccine. What that could mean for the millions of people still waiting to get vaccinated.
Wisconsin Republicans will likely move ahead on voting bills that could make it harder to vote absentee.
And Tiger Woods still in the hospital. More details on the crash that left his legs severely injured. But first and foremost, the Biden administration says if FDA advisors grant an emergency use authorization for the one-dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine later this week, it'll be in position to ship out 3 to 4 million doses next week.
An FDA review of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine found it to be safe and 85% effective at preventing severe illness, 66% protective overall, taking some new variants into account. A third coronavirus vaccine will increase how much vaccine the country has. But will we see a big boost in the supply around here?
Adam Duxter joins us live from UW Hospital here in Madison with how doctors say this could be a game changer. Adam.
Well, the doctor I spoke with today says this will not only help with just supply, but also the speed in which everyone in the state of Wisconsin can get vaccinated. And with fears of a variant continuing to spread throughout the state of Wisconsin, that's a race doctors say they're trying to win. And one thing that is not clear, however, is just who will be prioritized to get the Johnson & Johnson vaccine as opposed to the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine. But with the main issue so far being in vaccine distribution, being the production of the shots themselves, they say it's not about what vaccine you get, but rather just that you get one.
If the ultimate goal is to prevent severe disease and deaths, these are all excellent vaccines. In terms of prioritizing who gets which vaccine, those are decisions that people in operations, but they have to look at the population as a whole, see who's most at risk, who would benefit more from one vaccine versus the other.
Dr. Bill Hartman of UW Health says a fourth vaccine, the AstraZeneca shot, could be up for review as soon as the next couple of weeks. But for now, he describes that Johnson & Johnson vaccine as a workhorse, meaning that it's easy to ship, inexpensive to produce, and is possibly ready to use not only just here in Wisconsin, but throughout the United States and the world.
Making progress. Adam Duxter live at UW Hospital. Thank you, Adam. Despite positive trends, Wisconsin's COVID-19 numbers are headed in the wrong direction today. The state's 7-day average is going up after nearly 750 new cases were reported. 25 more people have died. About 24,000 people received the vaccine in the last day or so. The vaccine trend has been slowing, but a significant amount of doses are on their way to the state right now. A little more than 6.5% of Wisconsinites have completed their vaccine process. That's a little less than 400,000 people. We're nearing 900,000 people receiving at least their first vaccine. In Dane County, nearly 10% of the county has completed the vaccine process. Almost 17% of the population has received at least one shot.
President Biden is taking executive action today to review critical supply chains of multiple products pertaining to the pandemic. The executive order will also call for a year-long review of defense, public health, and transportation. The president hosted a bipartisan group of lawmakers as these shortages have impacted key U.S. sectors, such as car manufacturing.
These little chips here for automobile causing some lines to slow down.
The meeting also comes as the House has scheduled a vote on Friday on President Biden's $1.9 trillion COVID relief package. The administration announced today it will send out more than 25 million masks to communities hardest hit by the pandemic from March to May.
Let's take a look outside on this Wednesday. As we say, the meltdown continues. This person's still enjoying the snow. The mile streak continues. Austin is at home with our first warm weather. Looking pretty good out there.
You know, it's looking pretty fantastic outside in terms of relativity compared to what we have seen. It feels great out there. I spent a little bit of time outdoors. That snow pile is slowly melting as well around my area, and it's the same statewide as well. So we are seeing a little bit less and less snow. Thankfully, most of that's moving off the roadways. Three things, though, that you do need to know. The mild conditions do continue. Highs will remain above freezing for most of these next 7 to 10 days in the afternoons. Now, we are expecting a little bit of some snow later on Friday night into early Saturday morning. I will have more details on that in a little bit, but also more likely going to see more sunshine than clouds over this next 7 to 10 days. So lots of sun, warmer than average temperatures, not a bad forecast at all. In fact, we have just hit 40 degrees right here in Madison. A lot of communities either reaching the upper 30s or low 40s, so it's looking pretty good on that front. Still a little bit breezy out there with some winds of around 5 to 15 miles per hour, but nothing that's going to knock you completely off your feet by any means. And then you look at our Doppler track, and we're looking pretty good to go. We even saw quite a bit of some sunshine, a little bit of some cloud cover here and there, but really not a bad day here for today. Now, your evening planner is going to show generally mostly clear conditions as temperatures do slowly work their way back down. The upper 20s do look to linger, however. And a quick peek at our first Warren traffic right now. It is looking pretty good to go. No major slowdowns to report. Taking a closer look at Madison, just the usual. We are seeing a little bit of some yellow here and there, a little bit of some red. There still may be a few slick spots out there, but for the most part, the roads are getting better and better outside.
All right, looking good. Thank you, Austin. State Republicans are moving forward with plans to tighten the rules on absentee voting.
It would change who can vote absentee in Wisconsin. Eric Franke has the details from the News Center. Eric?
Now, Susan and Mark, Republican leadership in the legislature says it needs more review before they push forward with these. But after all those absentee votes came in for the Democrats back in November, they want some changes. Senator Dewey Strobel put out this proposal. It would require absentee voters to provide photo ID for every election, and it would also limit who can automatically receive those absentee ballots each election. It also targets those who are considered indefinitely confined, either because of age or disability.
But the very idea that somebody who is out, living their normal life, acting as if they are not indefinitely confined, and using that as a way to circumvent the photo ID law should be something that all of us are upset about.
Now, contrary to Speaker Voss's claims, there's been no evidence that has been presented of anyone in Wisconsin pretending to be confined and then voting unlawfully. For years, by law in Wisconsin, confined voters have not needed ID to get absentee ballots. These bills would require a doctor's note to actually claim that you are confined, and it specifically clarifies in state law that the threat of a pandemic cannot qualify one for confined status. Now, Governor Evers is expected to veto this bill and anything like it. Susan?
Eric, thank you. Sun Prairie Police now know where a homicide victim was shot before being dropped off at a Madison clinic. Police say he was shot at a residence near US 151 and Broadway Drive on Sun Prairie's west side. That's down the road from Bethlehem Lutheran Church. Yesterday afternoon, the 29-year-old victim showed up to the UW Health Union Corners with a gunshot wound to the chest. He later died at UW Hospital. Investigators don't have any suspects right now. Anyone with information is asked to call Madison Area Crime Stoppers at 608-266-6014. Madison police determined no crime was committed when cameras were found inside an East Madison High School office. Madison School District Superintendent Carlton Jenkins sent a letter to parents last night. He wrote that the police department found no intent to commit a crime. The investigation revealed the hidden cameras were placed in an employee's office to try and catch a custodian sleeping on the job. The cameras were angled toward furniture and not at anyone specifically. They have since been disabled.
Well, Stoughton police are hoping you might know who robbed a bank this morning. Police released these pictures from a security camera. It happened around 10 o'clock this morning at the Associated Bank between King and Main Streets. Police haven't told us how much the money they took. Anyone with information about the robbery should call the Stoughton Police Department. That number 608 837-3374.
Golf legend Tiger Woods is awake and responsive today after suffering severe leg injuries in a car crash yesterday. Investigators say the crash was purely an accident, but they still plan to examine data from the car's black box. According to a statement posted on the golfer's Twitter page, doctors put a rod in Tiger Woods' right tibia and used screws and pins to stabilize his ankle and foot. CBS News medical contributor Dr. David Agus estimates it could take 6 months for Woods to heal from his injuries.
They actually had to put a slit in each of the muscles to allow the pressure to be relieved. So it's going to take a while to retrain these muscles, to enable these bones to heal over the rod, and to enable him to walk again.
Investigators say Woods' seatbelt likely saved his life. How and why he lost control of the car remains a mystery. The accident was the latest setback for Woods after a decade of injuries, personal struggles, and multiple back surgeries. The pro golf community and the world are now rallying around Woods as he faces one of the greatest challenges of his life.
Neera Tanden's nomination to head the Office of Management and Budget has hit a roadblock. 2 Senate committees were scheduled to vote on Tandem's nomination today, but both have delayed those votes, a sign that she may not have enough support. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders, who chairs the Senate Budget Committee, and Arizona Senator Kyrsten Sinema, who sits at the Homeland Security Committee, have both refused to say whether they support Tandem's nomination. She has little chance of making it out of the committee without their votes. Tandem's confirmation is faltering because of past tweets slamming several politicians, including Senator Sanders, while most of her sharper tweets were aimed at Republicans.
You wrote that Susan Collins is, quote, the worst, that Tom Cotton is a fraud, that vampires have more heart than Ted Cruz. You called Leader McConnell Moscow Mitch and Voldemort.
I recognize that this role is a bipartisan role, and I know I have to earn the trust of senators across the board.
Tanden apologized for those tweets during her confirmation hearings, but it wasn't enough to win over Democratic Senator Joe Manchin, who said he didn't believe that she would be able to work with Republicans to get legislation through Congress. Well, still to come before the White House, the white population, that is getting more COVID-19 vaccinations than people of color.
It turns out there are several reasons for this disparity. We'll look into them when Live at 4 continues. We'll be right back.
You're watching News 3 Now, live at 4.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentyx.
4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentyx. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentyx.com.
Do you have dry, cracked hands from constant washing, cold weather, and hard work? Try O'Keeffe's Working Hands. It's America's #1 selling hand cream for guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked hands. Also available in O'Keeffe's for healthy feet. Guaranteed relief for extremely dry, cracked feet.
Liz, you nerd, cough if you're in here.
I took Mucinex TM for my phlegmy cough.
What about Rob's dry cough?
Works on that too, and lasts 12 hours.
12 hours? Who studies that long?
Mucinex DM relieves wet and dry coughs. The #1 brand doctors trust.
Visible is wireless that doesn't play games. No surprise fees, legit unlimited data for as little as $25 a month. And the best part, it's powered by Verizon. But it gets crazier. Bring a friend every month and get every month for $5. Which is why I brought them. 2 $5 months right here.
Hey.
Plus the players of my squad.
Hey. What's up?
Then finally, my whole live stream. Boom. 12 months of $5 wireless. Visible as little as $25 a month or $5 a month when you bring a friend. Powered by Verizon. Wireless that gets better with friends.
Aren't these cabinet colors beautiful? Gorgeous wood stains, cascade white, several designs, and stylish handle options. Now, imagine them in your kitchen. Mad City Kitchens is Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler, your trusted local source for kitchen cabinet refacing. A+ rated with the BBB, we make updating your kitchen fun and easy. Transform the entire look in as little as 2 days. Avoid a lengthy remodel and stay under budget. From cabinets to countertops, your kitchen will look brand new. Plus, check out these savings. It's our 60-60-60 sale. Get 60% off installation, 60 months, 0 interest, plus a $60 Walmart gift card with purchase. And call during this program for a free $100 Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Announcing Madison Magazine's Best of Madison 2021. Nominate your favorites online for the Best of Madison, including dwellings, interior design, and home furnishings for Best Interior Design. Nominate dwellings today at madisonmagazine.com.
Our communities of color have been hospitalized and dying at much higher rates than any other community.
Are these vulnerable groups being treated equitably in the distribution of COVID vaccines? News 3 Now calls on local health officials for answers. Thursday at 10.
Well, across the country, stadiums, concert venues, and sports arenas are starting to reopen as many areas see a decline in new coronavirus cases.
About half of the teams in the NBA are either playing in front of fans now or they will be soon. The Brooklyn Nets had a live audience when they played the Sacramento Kings last night at the Barclays Center. Every employee inside starts with a rapid COVID test, and fans have to bring proof of a negative COVID test taken no later than 72 hours before tip-off. And then once they arrive on site, they undergo another test.
Everyone will have on a mask. We won't be in an arena full of fans. We'll be in an arena with 300 fans, and so everybody will be spaced out.
Only a few hundred fans were allowed into Barclays last night. Across town in Madison Square Garden, 2,000 fans caught the Knicks game under similar health safety conditions. New Yorkers are hopeful that Broadway will be next, with a lofty goal of reopening by the end of May. Tiger Woods' car accident yesterday comes as a new study is released on crash tests and safety.
It's the latest crash test survey from the Insurance Institutes for Highway Safety. The group performs a number of crash tests to determine if a car is safe. This year, a record 90 new vehicles earned a Top Safety Pick or Top Safety Pick Plus award, up from 64 last year. The Hyundai Motor Group, which also includes Kia, earned 17 awards, the most of any automaker. Mitsubishi was the only manufacturer that did not receive a single award. General Motors earned just 2 for the Cadillac XT6 and the Chevy Equinox.
For the large number of vehicles that they produce and the models that they produce, we only had a couple of award winners for them. So we would like to see them step up their game.
The IIHS has yet to test the Genesis GV80. That's the SUV that Tiger Woods crashed near Los Angeles yesterday. The luxury SUV does have modern safety features, including multiple airbags. 2 other Genesis cars were tested and earned top awards, including the G70, which performed well in the roof strength test. Authorities say that is key in a rollover accident like Woods. Stocks rebounded on Wall Street in a big way. The Dow Industrials shot up 424 points for a record close of 31,961. The Nasdaq Composite gained 132, and the S&P 500 added 44. An East Coast church is working as a lifeline in the fight against COVID-19, offering vaccinations to communities that have fallen behind in the national rollout.
These New Jersey residents are getting their vaccinations at First Baptist Church in Lincoln Gardens, where the idea is to make shots available for populations hardest hit by COVID-19. The state is teaming up with the House of Worship to vaccinate 3,000 people in just 2 weeks. Pastor DeForest Soares says the church received an overwhelming response.
People understand us to be a community church and a community resource and an advocate for Black people.
A recent survey shows vaccine hesitancy at 35% among Black Americans. The pastor says his church alone has mourned more than 300 COVID deaths, and he believes the vaccine is the only way out of this crisis. The pandemic has had a drastic impact on minority communities in Wisconsin.
They are suffering disproportionately across the state. That's why it's important for people of color to get the COVID-19 vaccine when it's their turn.
So far, white Wisconsin Wisconsinites are outpacing people of color when it comes to getting the vaccine. Joining us today is Shiva Badar, UW Health's Chief Diversity Officer. Shiva, good to see you. Welcome to Live at 4.
Thank you. Great to see you, too. Thanks for inviting me.
So those statistics are a little sobering. Why is it so important for communities of color to get the vaccine, and how do we get more shots into their arms?
So unfortunately, as we just heard, we have seen really much higher hospitalization and death rates for our Black, Latinx, and Native American communities across the country, and right here in Wisconsin, right here in Dane County. Nationally, we know that about 2.8 times is the rate that Black and Latinx people are dying, higher rate than white people. And for Native Americans, the rate is 2.6 times higher. So given this higher impact, really important to focus on these communities most impacted to be the ones that are really prioritizing getting the vaccine. These are communities that oftentimes have been the essential workers that have allowed the rest of us to really literally survive this year of pandemic, and there is really needs to be a focus in prioritizing vaccine for these communities.
Some people of color are hesitant to get the vaccine. What's holding them back?
So I think trust, lack of trust in systems that oftentimes have a long history of having harmed communities of color, lack of trust oftentimes in the results of clinical trials because of the history in our communities of color, again with clinical trials. So really important to work on that issue of trust and building trust with our communities of color.
And how is UW Health doing that? What are you doing specifically to help?
So we are actually working collaboratively with the other health systems, so Unity Point Health Meritor, SSM Health, Group Health Cooperative, Access Community Health Center, and also Public Health Madison, Dane County, to do a lot of community education and engagement with community partners that are organizations that are trusted and led by people of color in our communities, including churches. We did, for example, a Zoom call with Mount Zion Church to, again, do a lot of just education and engagement of the community. Really, our goal with doing this is to ensure that communities of color in Dane County are equipped with the right information about the vaccine and how to access it, and that they have the knowledge, because really knowledge is power for us in our communities of color, and providing information through trusted sources is what's most important for people.
So the advice is, if you get the notice that you're eligible, get the shot.
Well, the advice is get the shot, and if you have any questions about the vaccine, its efficacy, get information, get science-based information from trusted sources in your community, from providers of color that are really trusted people in your community, and get the answers to your questions so that you feel really comfortable in getting the vaccine.
The facts are out there. Shiva, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you so much, Shiva. Appreciate your time very much. Thanks to you for all you do.
Thank you.
There's more to come, and for opera singers, as you can imagine, are experts at breath control.
One group of singers is taking that knowledge to help recovering COVID-19 patients and show them how to breathe again. We'll have that story coming up after Austin's First Warn forecast.
Get the ultimate appliance deals at Furniture and Appliance Mart's Ultimate Sale. Save big on doorbusters, special buys, and clearance items from the best brands while they last. And special no-interest financing on appliances store-wide at Furniture and Appliance Mart inside Ashley Home Store off the Beltline.
Where can a healthier heart lead you? For people with heart failure taking Entresto, it may lead to a world of possibilities. Entresto is a heart failure medicine prescribed by most cardiologists. It was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital. Heart failure can change the structure of your heart, so it may not work as well. Entresto helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. And with a healthier heart, there's no telling where life may take you. Don't take Entresto if pregnant. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto for heart failure. And trust your heart to Entresto.
Winning Motor Trend Truck of the Year 3 times in a row, that had never been done before. Then again, neither had a 12-inch touchscreen or 1,000 pound-feet of torque, or being the only pickup on Car and Driver's 10 best list. Never been done before. It's just kind of our thing.
During the Ram President's Day event, get 0% financing for 72 months, plus $3,750 total bonus cash on the 2021 Ram 1500.
When family and friends gather, the kitchen is where they usually end up. So make a great impression with kitchen cabinet refacing from Mad City Kitchens. It's never been easier to modernize the look of your kitchen. And the best part? We install in as little as 2 days.
We had a really great experience with them before. We've had a couple other things done by them, and we decided to use them again. Always a great experience.
And now's a great time to call. It's our 60-60-60 sale. Get 60% off installation of your kitchen cabinet refacing project with 60 months, 0 interest, senior, military, and previous customer discounts. Plus, receive a $60 Walmart gift card with purchase. And that's not all. Call during this program for a free $100 Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Get the ultimate style for the ultimate deal at Ashley Home Store's Ultimate Sale. Save big on everything in the store, including doorbusters up to 50% off. Plus, take bonus discounts off our sale prices online and in-store. And no interest financing for 3 years. Ashley Home Store.
Well, take a look at this. A wild and ailing sheep found in a forest in Australia named Barak by rescuers has yielded a fleece weighing more than 77 pounds. That's nearly half the weight of an adult kangaroo. This is the first time Barak has been shorn in many a year. Sheep need to be shorn at least annually, otherwise the fleece just continues to grow. Barak is now settling in with the other rescued sheep at this reserve, and according to the director of the mission, he says it shows how incredibly resilient and brave animals sheep really are, and we could not love them anymore if we tried.
It's like needing a pandemic haircut.
But I mean, actually, the animal was stressed because of all this.
Oh, yeah, I know.
That's a better coat for him.
Oh, look at how different he looks.
That's a lot of wool. Hopefully we won't need all that wool around here in the near future.
Oh, hopefully not. Finally starting to see that mild pattern take over, but how long will it last? That's going to be our next big question. We have a look at your 7 to 10 day forecast coming up.
If your dry eye symptoms keep coming back, inflammation in your eye might be to blame.
Looks like a great day for achy, burning eyes.
Over-the-counter eye drops typically work by lubricating your eyes and may provide temporary relief.
Ha! These drops probably won't touch me.
Xiidra works differently, targeting inflammation that can cause dry eye disease.
What is that? Xiidra? No!
It can provide lasting relief.
Oh.
Xiidra is the only FDA-approved treatment specifically for the signs and symptoms of dry eye disease. 1 drop in each eye, twice a day. Don't use if you're allergic to Xiidra. Common side effects include eye irritation, discomfort, or blurred vision when applied to the eye, and unusual taste sensation. Don't touch container tip to your eye or any surface. After using Xiidra, wait 15 minutes before reinserting contacts.
Got any room in your eye?
Talk to an eye doctor about twice daily Xiidra.
I'd prefer you didn't.
Xiidra. Not today, dry eye.
They promised some things and they delivered.
They show up on time, they do what they say they're going to do.
Getting my new kitchen is the best home improvement I ever had.
With more than 50,000 satisfied customers, Mad City is Wisconsin's #1 ranked remodeler. And with custom kitchen cabinet refacing, we can give your old kitchen cabinets new life. It makes a drastic improvement without the mess and stress of a conventional remodel. Get the kitchen you've always dreamed of with installations in as little as 2 days. Plus, during our 60-60-60 sale, it is so affordable. Get 60% off installation, 60 months, 0 interest, plus a $60 Walmart gift card with purchase. And call during this program for a free $100 Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
We all love reading the magazine, but did you know there's additional exclusive Madison Magazine content here on channel3000.com? Click on Madison Magazine for timely food stories and blogs on the local food scene that don't appear in the magazine. Find arts and entertainment and interesting Madisonians. There are featured columnists and online extras like photo galleries and videos. Channel 3000 and Madison Magazine. Together, they're your one source for all things Madison.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Welcome back. We've had a gorgeous day so far today. These are one of those days where it's been so cold recently that you just look outside, it looks gorgeous, you step out there, it feels like another gorgeous day as we have jumped back up into the upper 30s and low 40s. Now take a look at some of the national temperatures. Texas has seen quite a recovery. In fact, some areas are now touching on the low 80s. And remember, some of those areas in Texas got down to even single digits at times. So we're really starting to see that recovery, a return to normal here for most of even the country. And that does include right here in Wisconsin. We're actually a little bit above average for today, currently sitting at 40 degrees in Madison, 41s right now in Lone Rock and Mineral Point, Boscobel at 42, Camp Douglas also hanging around at 41. Now our wind chills, they're still going to be a little bit reduced from our temperatures. We're still seeing that 5 to 15 mile per hour breeze, but it only really makes it feel like it's around freezing or even a little bit above for a lot of these communities. Wautoma, one of the exceptions where it actually does feel like it's about 29 degrees. Now, we have warmth out there today. We have more mild conditions in the future. Look at the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. This shows that we're going to be right around average or a little bit above, and then even beyond that, the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook. This even shows a better chance to see those warmer than average temperatures lingering for that 8 to 14 day period. Now take a look at the next 10 days. You can see these temperatures are either around average or above. Compared to what we have seen, this feels like a dream outside, and these mild temperatures look to continue, and they keep on rolling through the weekend, even through next week as well. Overall, in the Doppler track radar, we saw some cloud cover, but bright and sunny skies are overhead right now for a lot of areas. It actually feels pretty nice outside as well. But let's talk about that next snow chance. There's always something in terms of precipitation to talk about, and this one here for today, this is going to be our next system that we're looking at. It looks to be on Friday, especially Friday night into the overnight hours. Now, this is not going to be a large system, but there's really just not too many that are going to move through the area over the next 7 to 10 days. Now, this could end up bringing a little bit of rain. This is why I wanted to show you that one model right there. It's generally going to be cleared out by the time you reach Saturday, but we could end up seeing a little bit of some rainfall mixing in, which would end up bringing down those snowfall totals. Latest bet, still looking at around 1 to 2 inches. This model undercutting it just a little bit, showing less than an inch of snow. Now, that is also a possibility. I do think Friday night we could see still around 1, possibly 2 inches. The day planner for tomorrow, it looks like another beautiful day, slightly warmer than average temperatures and quite a bit of some sunshine returning. We will see some late cloud cover by the time we reach the end of the day on Friday. And overall, the 10-day forecast still looking pretty fantastic. Minimal rain and snow chances. Again, the one that we're looking at still looks to move through on Friday night.
All right. Thank you, Austin.
Thanks, Austin. A North Carolina teenager used this time during the pandemic to continue his family's tradition of writing letters, and it turned into a passion project.
At just 15 years old, Osir Black is a published author. The North Carolina high school sophomore loves to run track and spend time with his family, a bond that inspired his book exploring raising black sons in America.
Do you fear for your safety, Osir? Of course, no matter how smart I am, no matter what I'm doing in my life, the first thing, like my mom said, the first thing that people see is my skin color.
Written by nearly a dozen black mothers, including his own. Race isn't the book's only focus. It also discusses mental health and financial literacy, topics Osir's late grandmother often addressed in letters that she wrote. Osir hopes his book will speak to a diverse audience. Well, opera has been largely silenced, like most of the performing arts, but the English National Opera is using its downtime to fight COVID-19.
Elizabeth Palmer met a vocal coach helping breathe new life and new hope into patients with long-term side effects from the virus.
For Sheba, not so long ago, a simple stroll in the sun was unimaginable.
I couldn't even go from my bed to the kitchen without having to sit down and catch my breath.
Sheba beat COVID this winter, but never got her breath back.
I felt that I needed more air in my lungs. I felt as if I was drowning at times.
COVID patients, even those who don't end up on ventilators, can be left with so-called long COVID, chronically short of breath. Enter the English National Opera with a prescription.
So some really simple things that we do are around physicalizing airflow. So if you breathe in and breathe out.
Operatic singing coach Susie Zumpa is helping long COVID patients breathe again. And it starts with posture.
Because it's really difficult to breathe well if you're physically collapsed, and people who've been ill are often a bit crunched.
And just place it on your neck very gently.
Susie uncrunches them in an online Zoom course that uses musical exercises to teach relaxation and breath control. Sheba was one of the very first to sign up.
But I'm so glad I did, because it's pulled me out of darkness. It was literally a breath of fresh air for me.
You can think of it as physiotherapy for the lungs.
Your turn. Amazing. I'm loving the eyebrow action that goes with it. It's really good.
Here's the English National Opera on stage pre-pandemic. The exercises that gave the singers their power were adapted by doctors for long COVID patients.
It's an unlikely fit, opera and COVID.
It's an odd predicament, actually, that at a time where we're unable to sing, the very craft of singing is something that has been useful and beneficial and had value to people at this time.
Online, the class learns lullabies. Susie may be the only one unmuted, but everybody benefits.
And I have to ask, how are you now? Are you better?
I'm much better, and I don't think it would have been possible if I didn't have this fantastic tool to guide me through this dark time.
Elizabeth Palmer, CBS News, London.
That is pretty amazing.
What a great idea. Let's just listen to the music a little longer, shall we?
Get therapy and entertained at the same time.
Very nice.
There's more to come at 4. Later on, we'll hear about Wisconsin's looming retirement crisis.
And then coming up tonight at 5, a Wisconsin town is asking for Election Day staff to be added to the latest vaccine group. We'll have that story coming up at 5.
The Big Share is on March 2nd. Community Shares of Wisconsin invites you to donate to nonprofits that work for a just and equitable recovery. You can find many ways to share your support. Visit thebigshare.org to learn how you can get involved with The Big Share.
What does it mean to fight for what's right? To us, it means helping accident victims get their lives back to normal again. Habish, and Rotier. We fight for what's right.
Don't go another year with that outdated kitchen. Call Mad City Kitchens for high-quality cabinet refacing that won't cost a fortune. Take your kitchen from worn to wow with colors like oak gray, wild cherry, chocolate pear, and more with a lifetime warranty. Plus all the final touches, including architectural countertops and custom kitchen islands, installed in as little as 2 days. Time's running out. During our 60-60-60 sale, take 60% off installation of your cabinet refacing project. 60 months, 0 interest, senior, military, and previous customer discounts. Plus, receive a $60 Walmart gift card with purchase. And last chance to call during this program for the free $100 Amazon gift card with your in-home estimate. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, dial 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Here they come. Bedroom pictures floating across your television. If you think this commercial is making you tired, Rubens Furniture has achieved its goal. We want you to notice the next bedroom set you are going to buy. You're getting sleepy. Stay awake for a bit longer. Rubens Furniture has these beds on display and on sale. It's time to wake up in a beautiful bed. Stop into Rubens Furniture today for our annual bedroom sale. On now.
Life has changed over the past year, but what hasn't changed is Meineke continuing to make your safety our #1 priority. To give you peace of mind, receive a free brake inspection with any appointment. Meineke Car Care Center is here to help keep you safe on the road.
The Big Share is on Tuesday, March 2nd. Support any of the 70 nonprofits in Community Shares of Wisconsin working for a just and equitable recovery. Your support makes a difference. Visit thebigshare.org to choose how you donate to The Big Share.
Tonight at 5, another vaccine is closer to receiving emergency use authorization from the FDA. What the approval of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine will mean for Wisconsinites.
After several mild days, we'll continue to see afternoon highs above freezing and a small chance for some light snow before the end of the week. We'll look at your full forecast.
And ahead at 6, Middleton City Administrator is happy a local landscaping company is making plans to expand there. We'll take a look at that proposal tonight on News 3 Now at 6.
Look at downtown Madison. The sun is shining. The temperature is 40. It doesn't get much better in late February. Well, we're continuing to feature restaurants in the 608.
News 3 this morning's Josh Spreiter stopped by Beef Butter Barbecue on Madison's north side to see how they've adjusted over the last year.
And what you can expect if you plan to dine in or carry out this week.
Our Restaurant Week series continues in the 608 this morning. We are talking all things barbecue, and today we've got John Lehman. You're the manager here at Beef Butter Barbecue. A big week that you guys are having right now.
We are having a really big week. We have 2 great meals coming to everybody with our best meats on them.
So obviously you're known for your barbecue. What do you have on the menu this week?
All right, so for lunch we have our 2-meat plate right here. It's going to have brisket, pulled pork, our famous apple pie baked beans, our white cheddar mac and cheese, and that's going to be for $15. And another thing you can get is you can get one of our t-shirts for $10 too with that.
You have to have the t-shirt when you're eating it, right?
You do. You have to have the t-shirt. And then for supper, we're going to do a 3-meat plate. So you're going to get our award-winning brisket, our pulled pork, our chicken, again, our famous apple pie baked beans, our white cheddar mac and cheese. You're going to get a key lime pie, and you're going to get one of the Doritos here, and that's for $25.
Very, very nice. So obviously it's been a tough year for you guys, a lot of other businesses. You're hoping for a big week this week.
We're hoping for a really big week, so come support your local places, guys, especially Beef Butter Barbecue. So
you've got the options. I know one of the things that's really changed for you guys is the dining experience. Talk about that.
It's slower, of course. We had to take out half our tables, right? And people are getting things to go, so we try to adjust, you know, with everybody's coming in to get stuff to go, and he has a conveyor belt out there. So we have a 20-foot conveyor belt. We can send stuff to you so you're 20 feet away instead of just 6 feet away. So
yeah, that's quite the conveyor belt that you have out there. It seems like, you know, no matter what type of situation you're in, you're giving people some options.
We are, and we do have curbside pickup also. So we have lots of great options for people to still eat at Beef Butter Barbecue. So
if people are interested in checking you out this week, what do they need to know?
they can call us. They can go on Beef Butter Barbecue, and they can order online, actually. They can order online, and then they can call our phone number, and we run it right out to you. Or we send it down our conveyor belt. You got to check out our conveyor belt. It's kind of fun. Makes everybody laugh a little bit.
Lots of options. Well, John, it smells good. I'm sure it tastes just as good.
Amazing. The brisket, you've got to come try the brisket. If anything, got to try the brisket. It's
Sounds
so good.
We will get all of this up on channel3000.com. Thanks so much for letting us in.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Again, I'm so hungry. I know. This is cruel. Well, going into the pandemic, John tells us his sales were primarily 90% dine-in and 10% carry-out, and that has completely flipped the other way during the pandemic.
Yeah, help out local restaurants
Absolutely.
this week if you can.
Well, many retirees in Wisconsin could face poverty by the end of the decade.
We'll find out what's being done to try to fix this problem in the state. That's coming up next on Live at 4.
Overjoyed to meet you in person. So an air cheers with our wine glasses, because I have enjoyed Sal's Pizza since you opened up in Sun Prairie.
That's awesome.
So will you talk us through the traditional swirl that makes the pizza so pretty but also has a really cool meaning that goes back to Trenton?
Yep. So in New Jersey, in this area that I grew up, Trenton, the Italian neighborhood, pizza was made backwards, right? You start with the dough, a little olive oil, and then you're putting the cheese on it, and then you're swirling the sauce on the top. And to me, I think it makes a better product because every bite's a little bit different.
Yeah.
You're not getting sauce and cheese in every bite, so there's always a variation. And whether it's better or not is arguable, but that's how I grew up with it.
It's no secret that the community is very important in everything that you do, from where you get your ingredients to helping out the people who ultimately support you. Why is that so important to you?
You know, I think going back as far as I can remember, service has always been pretty important, you know, even since my days as a Boy Scout, for that matter, right? And when the explosion happened in Sun Prairie, we were really able to stand up and start helping people recover through the comfort of food, right? So when COVID-19 happened, we were able to work with Sunshine Supper in Sun Prairie and started providing 400 meals a week for food insecure folks. Re-emphasizes that what we're doing is important, and it's important to me. It's important to all of us at Sal's, but I think it's important to a lot of people that you know, local is where it's at.
Oh boy, clearance pizza, everybody.
Clearance, $9.99.
We can fix the hole, or do we do this? I'm Emmy Fink, and you are, get in here, buzzed into
Madison.
That's right.
I wanted my hepatitis C gone.
I put off treating mine.
Epclusa treats all main types of chronic hep C. Whatever your type, Epclusa could be your kind of cure.
I just found out about mine.
I knew for years. Epclusa has a 98% overall cure rate.
I had no symptoms of hepatitis C.
Mine caused liver damage.
Epclusa is only one pill, once a day, taken with or without food for 12 weeks. Before starting Epclusa, your doctor will test if you have had hepatitis B, which may flare up and could cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you have had hepatitis B, other liver or kidney problems, HIV or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take, including herbal supplements. Taking amiodarone with Epclusa may cause a serious slowing of your heart rate. Common side effects include headache and tiredness. Ask your doctor today if Epclusa is your kind of cure.
And welcome back. Just one more peek here at our first warn traffic. Things are moving along quite nicely here in the Madison area. Much of the same down around Janesville. So overall, we're looking pretty good. But again, some of those slide streets still a little bit slushy and slick at times.
There's nothing more Canadian than this. 400 students at an elementary school in Winnipeg worked together to design and build this epic snow fort. For days, students took turns filling and hauling toboggans with snow while other students piled the snow higher and higher. The 36-foot fort ended up so big they turned the inside into a classroom, complete with ice tables and chairs.
That is outstanding.
That is outstanding. Well, a University of Wisconsin study found more than 400,000 of the state's senior citizens will be living in poverty by the end of the decade.
That could cost the state more than $3.5 billion in public assistance programs. J. Michael Collins is part of a bipartisan task force looking at the issue and ways to fix it.
He's also a professor at the UW Center for Financial Security. Michael, thanks for being with us today.
Thanks for having me.
What's going on here? Why are 400,000 seniors at risk of living in poverty?
You know, it really comes down to the fact that a lot of people don't have an ability to save for their retirement at their workplace. There's almost 1 million employees across the state who don't have a savings plan at their workplace. And so as a result, you get to retirement with just Social Security, and Social Security was never designed to be enough to support people. And so the more we have this aging generation without any retirement savings, the more they're going to end up really having a hard time making ends meet.
Yeah, it's a very complicated problem, but what are some of the potential solutions?
Well, the task force has been, it's a bipartisan task force. We've been meeting for almost 2 years, for a year and a half, multiple different times, and came up with a series of recommendations. But the centerpiece is this idea of a new program called Wisconsin Saves. And basically, if an employer doesn't offer a retirement plan, it would give employees a way to automatically be enrolled in a savings plan. It would be a plan sort of shared across employees. It would be owned by the employee, but hopefully by getting lots of employees across the state together, we'd be able to lower the cost. So it would be affordable even for somebody who worked for a small company who maybe didn't have a big plan.
So this is for people that are still working.
That's right. I mean, I think the best thing we can do at this point is try to encourage more people to have savings. It's never too late. Even people in their 50s oftentimes catch up. And so the more we can do this, the more people can be ready by the time they're ready to retire.
It seems like a little bit of a perfect storm, though, because the cost of living keeps going up, wages are flat, and if you retire early, then you risk losing more money in your Social Security. So you're really in a pickle if you're getting older and still working, right?
It's true. You know, we are seeing more and more older people sort of work a little bit, retire a little bit. You know, they might wait to claim Social Security until a later date, until they can get a larger amount. So it is, you know, it isn't as easy as maybe as it used to be when you maybe had a pension at your employer, you worked for the same place for a long time. Now people are doing a mix of working and saving and really trying to make a plan to get through.
Well, at least we are aware of the problem, and there are some solutions hopefully down the road. Michael, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you.
We'll have a final check your forecast coming up.
Stoughton Health reminds you to protect yourself from COVID-19. Clean your hands often, disinfect frequently touched surfaces, avoid close contact, especially with the sick, and if you're sick, stay home unless seeking medical care, and wear a mask. From Stoughton Health, protect yourself and others.
A great night's sleep starts on a new Beauty Rest from Steinhoffels. Right now, you can save up to $800 on Beauty Rest Black adjustable base sets, plus get $200 in Steinhoffels cash. Beauty Rest Queen mattresses start at only $17.99. Beauty Rest Black combines the latest in sleep technology and luxury to give you the best night's sleep possible. And with Steinhoffels' special 60-month financing and free delivery, it's even more affordable. Steinhoffels is your new mattress destination.
Do you suffer from ED? Did you know there could be a way to relieve ED without harmful medications, needles, or surgery? Peak Performance for Men is here to help. Click or call now to treat your ED. And remember, our results make the difference.
Who is USAA made for? It's made for this guy, a veteran who honorably served. And it's made for her. She's serving now. We made it for all branches and all ranks, whether they served one tour or made a career of it. We also made USAA for military spouses and their kids. USAA is easy to work with and can save you money on auto, home, and renter's insurance. Become a member today. Call us for a quote. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
USAA. Is knee pain disrupting your active lifestyle? Stoughton Health and the Ortho Team Clinic now offer the Conformist Total Knee.
It's designed to fit the shape and contours of your knee, allowing for an easier recovery.
Stoughton Health. Get back to your active lifestyle.
News 3 Now this morning continues to highlight area businesses in the 608 for Winter Restaurant Week. Thursday morning, an inside look at one of the area's newest restaurants serving up American comfort food with regional touches. We'll see you from 4:30 to 7.
Our communities of color have been hospitalized and dying at much higher rates than any other community.
Are these vulnerable groups being treated equitably in the distribution of COVID vaccines? News 3 Now calls on local health officials for answers. Thursday at 10.
And welcome back. We do have some good news with the 7 to 10 day forecast, but first we have a little bit of some snow that we're watching out for. That's going to move through here generally on Friday night. Our latest models are indicating that, but we're also not expecting a major storm by any means. Now, a lot of our latest models are showing around 1 to 2 inches or even a little bit less. Now, this one is only showing less than an inch for a lot of spots, so that's what we are watching out for. These models will continue to change, and we're going to continue to bring you updates as long as we have them. Latest look, though, I do think Friday night we're likely going to see around 1 to 2 inches. But again, some things could minorly change. The day planner for tomorrow, however, no issues. You won't need to worry about anything as we're going to see bright and sunny skies and temperatures back up into the mid-30s. One more peek at this beautiful 7 to 10 day forecast. I wish I could hold this up for even longer because this is a pretty nice forecast for the end of February, and that's exactly where we're at right now. We're going to see the warmer than average temperatures. They will stick around here for most of these next 7 to 10 days, and we really don't have many chances for precipitation in sight. So this is looking pretty good to me overall. But again, Friday night, light snow possible.
All right, Austin, thank you. Tomorrow here on Live Before, Dr. Zorba Pastor has the latest COVID news, and he takes your calls.
And we'll go behind the wheel with Harvey Briggs in the new, from the ground up, accurate TLX premium sports sedan.
It's the A1 Furniture and Mattress Instant Cashback event. Save up to 40% off store-wide. Plus, get $50 instant cashback on every $500 you spend. Take advantage of 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online. Only at A1 Furniture.
The Great American Sales Event at your local Ford store has just been extended. Don't miss out on 1,000 President's Day cash on top of other offers on Ford F-150. With deals on America's workhorse, now's a great time to buy. Hurry in or shop online before March 1st. That's right, we've added days to get 1,000 President's Day cash on a 2020 Ford F-150 for $7,250 in total value. Hurry, the Great American Sales Event ends soon.
People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentyx. 4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentyx. Don't use if you're allergic to Cosentyx. Before starting, get checked for tuberculosis. An increased risk of infections and lowered ability to fight them may occur. Tell your doctor about an infection or symptoms. If your inflammatory bowel disease symptoms develop or worsen, or if you've had a vaccine or plan to, serious allergic reactions may occur. Learn more at Cosentyx.com.
Like you, my hands are everything to me. But I was diagnosed with Dupuytren's contracture, and it got to the point where things I took for granted got tougher to do. Thought surgery was my only option. Turns out, I was wrong. So when a hand specialist told me about non-surgical treatments, it was a total game changer. Like you, my hands have a lot more to do. Learn more at factsonhand.com today.
Love lower than low prices? Then get more ways to save at Pick and Save, where you can find personalized coupons, weekly deals, and rewards like fuel points. All for prices that are lower than low. On food that's fresher than fresh. Pick and Save. Fresh for everyone.
Get instant cash back on every mattress purchase over $500 only at A1 Furniture. Save up to 40% off top name brand mattresses. Plus, get instant cash back and 4 years free financing with qualified purchase. Shop in-store or online now at A1 Furniture.
In today's Final Touch, man's best friend just got even better.
Drinkers in Seville, Spain are enjoying table service at bars served by helpful robot dogs. This is Spot, a robot dog created by Boston Dynamics and partner Spain-based Mako Robotics. Spot is serving customers in the bars of Seville to help stop the spread of COVID-19. Customers seem to like the robotic servers.